Well, you said that you born, raised, and will die here. What was Christmas like growing up in Paramin?
Paramin Christmas was a wonderful time. Back then, it didn't had all of this with the media and all different types of stuff. So it was really what you call a way of life. A way of life in Paramin long time with Christmas. We as children would have liked the idea of the smells, the aroma, which is the trees actually changing color and blooming, and the actually atmosphere drop. So you know it's Christmas. One of them was shelling peas. You always shell peas with your grandparents, and that was important. The food was not a big holodulu, so to speak. So it was just what you call peas and rice with some provisions, and I using wood, and they will have like pork, which is the killing of the pig. And that was a big thing in the village back then. Really big, because they were what you call agriculturists under the word of what you call farming. So they had livestock.
Like my mother didn't come from like a gift-giving family. Like it wasn't a big deal. We might do like one gift.
Same. It wasn't a gift-giving thing. It was never to give gifts. The only gift you would have get were mostly children. And there's something the school would have called treat.
Right.
And the children would have gotten a treat, and that's how it. So a balloon, better known in my tongue, was a balloon.
Right.
A balloon was a toy.
Right.
Blowing it and going squeak,
Yes,
and you
yes.
ran around. So it was like that. So those things were very, very, very important for children, and parents wanted their children to look good. So on Christmas Day, you will have some nice type of clothing to put on
Right.
to feel special.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Mommy getting us church clothes
Yes,
for Christmas,
yes.
and it was to wear
But-
Christmas morning.
I'm glad you used the word church. Being the persons who we are, strong in the faith of Catholicism, church was a must as well.
Okay.
So that is one of the important aspects of it, where Christmas is celebrated under that for the reason of such. So the excitement before Christmas Day was the Christmas Eve, which you
Right.
will have to clean. Cleaning was a must. And then they put up that little piece of curtain by that little board window, and you're trying to hear music. So that's what that is. So Paramin itself, actually, for Christmas Day, long time ago, the seniors would have sung something called Creche.
Okay.
The nativity about the story, about the birth of Christ, that was sung in a song called Patwa. They would have sing it, and our grandparents know the song. Maybe they are not instrumental or musically inclined, but they would have sing what they remember. And you would hear them singing things like, Ah berger, sommeil. And these are the words that you would have heard us singing, and also to Parang. That was nice, but this is important. The actual day of Christmas, or the Christmas Eve per se, Christmas start. So 1 minute past 12, Christmas start. So the Parang band will usually would bounce in
Right.
2 a.m. But your house is small.
Right.
So many of us in one little room. And sometimes we are out sleeping wherever we could. So your grandmother will usually would leave it, mama, something like, well, get up, because the parang band coming. And these parang band come here, you peeping through the curtain, because we didn't have too much doors, so you peeping through the curtain to listen to the parang and enjoy. But the parang band has a privilege that we didn't have. But you see that one-man cuatro, and that person do not even know the Spanish words they're saying, but they're singing the rhythm of the song. Oh my God, my pause reason. That is the parang we know, with the
Right.
bass box or somebody. And that is something that keeps the rhythm going, and you're hearing it from a distance. But today now, when the parang doers are singing, they are infiltrating, or better not, bringing in the English part of it, which is called the soca parang.
Right.
It's good as well, because you want to sing what people know. And if they sing the authentic parang, persons don't know. They don't know, but they will dance to the beat. But so many people do not know the authentic parang.
I was trying to define parang, and it cannot be music alone. It's so much about rhythm, people, the instruments, the feeling, the coming together, the house to house.
Coming together,
Yeah.
a celebration of a moment, because we only have such of 12 days. So they like to say 12 days of Christmas. So they want to do as much as possible within that 12 days. It's like a fiesta.
Right.
So we're going into that and watching on the time, because just now will be Lewa. Just now the 6th of January coming, we'll have to go back again to start all over.
Right.
And this is where that come into play. But the word parang, we do what we need to do to be happy. So the word actually is paranga. Came from Venezuela, okay? But we just drop the da, or just, and we
Right.
just say parang, and we just continue using that word, and it has moved on. People come to Parang more for a moment,
Right.
just to say, I was there.
Right.
But half the people come in, do they know what is taking place? They just want to show people I'm here and I could eat piece of wild meat and I'm in Paramin and you are not. Community tourism stems from the community, and the community must stand and say, hey, this is what I want because my ancestors started this. I want my ancestors' grandchildren to bring this forward. And sometimes the people hear the tongue, because I have a very harsh tongue where my tongue is, and they say, hey, where you from? Yes, I from Paramin because I speak Paraminian. Okay, because I'm sure if you cut me with a knife, you will see Paramin blood running down my veins. But I will like that to stay. I will like that to stay for that. The baton must be passed it on. You said something pertaining to the history. If someone know the word history, if you read it, it's telling you his story. So history is like what you call a relay. You're running a relay, and the one in front wants to reach to the other one to pass the baton. I'm going out. Who's going to bring the baton forward for the next if I don't pass the baton properly? And this is something right now that I'm saying loudly. I don't know where this will go, but definitely for the aspect of the tradition, the culture, and the history, we need to be very, very careful how we do things. People like a rhythm. They like to move. They want to do something good. They want to eat something. You know how nice it is to come here and you could sit here and eat a pastel and you feel it until next year again, because that's what we are. Because Christmas is a tradition. As much as we use it as the birth of Christ, but because if you speak to my wife, she will tell you that, it's a tradition. The smell, the idea of eating that pastel Christmas morning, getting that Christmas meal, but I don't want that in February.
Back in the day, you know, if apples and grapes appearing in the market and then Christmas coming, right? But now it's there every day.
So that is what
So how do we create these or recreate or maintain?
When we were young, our grandfather will cut an apple in 4. And that little piece of apple would last us approximately 5 minutes.
You know, so it's so
5
interesting.
minutes.
I was saying yesterday, I don't like apples. I realized I don't like apples, but I looked forward to it back in the day, right?
The smell.
But now you're making me realize it is this idea of, well, I could get it anytime I want now.
Thank you.
And eating this whole apple by myself is not how I learned to eat an apple. It was cut in parts.
It was cut in parts, and they will give you a little piece and 2 little grapes, and we did not have snacks, so we used to get a little bit of planter's nuts in our hand, and we hold these little planter's nuts and we biting it in the corner of our teeth, and your big brother will snatch it from you, and this is
and you can't get another nut.
You can't get because your plate, can't give it to eat it too.
That's done.
That's done. So this is where Christmas is important. So Christmas is an important event, use the word celebration or remembering, because it's a reminder of we moving forward, and we need to because I tell one, for you to enjoy work, you have to have vocation.
Yes.
You have to have vocation.
Yes.
So Christmas is like the vocation at the end of the year that you're looking forward to. Yeah. What are we working for? Mommy putting aside that little, using the word kakada, putting it aside. And at Christmas time, she go and put something little extra in the house. The Danish cookies,
the new curtain,
the apples, the new curtain, the starlights,
yes.
the balloon. The house don't have balloon whole year.
Right.
But for Christmas, you're blowing a balloon to put in the corner. I mean, you're so glad. And when the balloon busts, you're glad too. So you're taking the balloon and rolling, and you're making a chicky chick. And you're playing music, coming along the road, chicky chicky chick. That was a toy.
Yes, I remember chicky chicky.
It was a toy.
Yeah.
So those things are really, really sentimental. And also too, But the children today, they're missing out.
Like, I live in Flatbush in Brooklyn, and particularly like Little Caribbean. So we recreate as much of the Caribbean as we can, and a lot of the like roadside vending, we have that. Thank you. In Flatbush, there's still an element of like, this is a kind of simulation, right? It's just us kind of like grasping at what we could preserve over there. And then you come here and you realize, if you wait too long, you don't realize how different it is, right? You're like, oh, I could get that. For a long time, I was never homesick. I never missed food because I was getting it. And then when I came back home, I was like, food in your plate is one very small part of food, right? But buying the food, the ants, the leaf in the middle of the peas, like those are the things that are missing.
Up here. Old school up here. Pigeon peas. Old school ginger. Black sorrel. Yeah, but a man what you pilau boy. Christmas morning. Like the original. Long time boy pilau. Pigeon peas pilau.
You know fresh peas? Does he know fresh peas better than any of us? If it don't have worm, if it don't have bugs,
Something wrong, eh?
something wrong.
I like how you
That's
dealing.
plastic peas. Thank you. When you think of our history and what traditions do we have that are that have the most longevity, Christmas really goes back. Something I appreciated growing up, which we really going away from now. I remember I knew it was Christmas time because I mean I was too small to know dates and stuff. But I know when it have grapes and apples in the grocery, Christmas coming.
Yeah.
You know, so this idea of like seasonality and the excitement and the build up towards something, and then everything around it is only for that time.
Yeah.
Only this time of year we're gonna go by these people's house for this. So only this time of year we could eat this food.
Yeah.
I really miss that. I don't like the year-round accessibility of things. I feel like it does take away how special it is. I prefer soca parang over carols.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's just lively, it's fun. There's so many like Christmas parties and it's warm. So Christmas parties here are not like Christmas parties there. You know, it's like cold, it's in the snow, it's a hassle to get where you're going.
Right.
And then, you know, the drinks are all hot. Trinidad for Christmas, you know, it's the sound of like ice jingling in the glass, bottle and spoon. And again, you know, drinks making, right? So it's like you're making ginger beer and things have to ferment and things you have to wait, and it's like it's just this build up of constant excitement. So I loved it. Even coming through the airport, like it feeling like Christmas, because so much of it has to do with the people here, the weather here, the music here, the flavors and the energy here. Christmas season it's truly a season.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas Day. Christmas Day is sort of like the day everything is.
Yeah. It's a culmination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the big finale.
Parang, as they say, it's not just the music, but it's the activity. Paranging is a verb.
It is a
It's a
verb.
verb, yeah.
Yeah, it means like going house to house.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not static. It's about movement. It's about homes
Yeah.
and people. And to parang somebody's house means to go and eat. Right? You're playing music and you're storming the fridge.
Yeah.
Right? And part of the season is to always have food, and like we said, you're making things constantly.
Yeah.
And that is a parang, you know? Not just neighbor, neighbor. I don't know. I hope at least certain aspects of Christmas, if we can't preserve all, I hope they maintain that lack of spontaneity. Spontaneity is great. I'm a very spontaneous person. But having something to look forward to and something reliable and predictable that means something in its traditional qualities, like that's also, it's really special.
Yeah.